Omni Edition Sports presents from Garden City High School in Garden City, Michigan, Cougar football. Tonight, the Garden City Cougars take on the Robichaud Bulldogs. It's homecoming 2015. Hi, everybody. Dan York along with Ted Fournier and Phil Henry as we get ready to bring you this annual event here in Garden City and throughout the state of Michigan. Homecoming, and this is our 6th broadcast here from the Garden City High School football field over the last couple of weeks. We've had high school varsity football, varsity soccer in the GCYA, and tonight it's Cougar football versus Robichaud. And Ted Fournier, this is a pretty good Robichaud team that Garden City's up against tonight.
Well, every time you have a conflict, you need a bad guy, and Robichaud Bulldogs are going to be the bad guys tonight. They are led by Jarius Grissom, their quarterback. This guy is a big, tall, strong football player. Colleges, Big Ten colleges looking at him, specifically Minnesota. He can throw. He throws out of the pocket. He flicks his wrist, and the ball goes 40 yards down the field. So we have that to contend with. We also have a mammoth, and I mean mammoth, line. We have guys 300, 340, 275, and so we have a great line, and we have tremendous speed to the outside. So if you want an opponent to test you, Garden City Cougars have one tonight in the Bulldogs.
And on the other side, Phil, Garden City, a team that comes off a big win against Redford Union here last week. The Cougars need to run the table in order to guarantee themselves a spot in the MHSAA playoffs. Tough team for Garden City to be up against tonight.
Well, absolutely, but what we can take out of last week's victory was a coming out of Kyle Becker. He scored 3 touchdowns last week at the quarterback position, and I think we're starting to see him mature into that job as a junior. And particularly, there was a 7-yard touchdown run where he just bowled right between 2 defenders and powered his way into the end zone. That's the kind of man that you need leading your team at quarterback. And of course, the big man come back last week, John Giangrande, little dinged up. He's very key in Coach Scott Murray's offense, so we're going to see him. And of course, Evan Breen on the line, you know, he definitely is getting better. Of course, Alex Sherlock, the kicker, showed us that she belonged with 5 extra points and a 22-yard field goal last week. But this is really to be a happy homecoming. What's going to have to happen for Garden City is the big guys in the backfield on the defensive side, and I'm talking about Logan McGraw and Brandon Mitchum, the big hitters back there, are going to really need to come up big against Jarius Grissom.
Yeah, you mentioned Garden City's kicker, Alex Sherlock. She scored more points herself than Redford Union did last week, and that was a big day for her.
I had her on my fantasy team and did very well.
All right, you see that the Cougars have taken the field. You also see that the Garden City High School Marching Band is on the field along with the Garden City Singers, and they're going to present our pregame national anthem.
Garden City High School Junior Air Force ROTC Honor Guard, under the command of Cadet Captain Gage. The Garden City High School Marching Band is under the direction of Senior Drum Major Marissa Letizio. At this time, please stand standing as the Garden City High School Marching Band and mixed choirs perform our national anthem.
1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and...
and the Garden City Singers all on the field here tonight for homecoming. Let's take a look now at the standings in the Western Wayne Athletic Conference. Garden City is in the blue division of the Western Wayne Athletic Conference. And as you see, Garden City with that 1-2 mark in the conference. Robichaud 2-1. Their first loss of the season came against the first place Belleville Tigers last week. So Garden City, again, needs to run the table if they want to think about the playoffs. But some very good teams at the top of this division. The Belleville Tigers, the Robichaud Bulldogs, Thurston Eagles, and the Fortson Tractors, who came into Garden City High School a couple of weeks ago and really put a hurt on Garden City.
Absolutely. 58-0 was very impressive as the Tractors rolled all over the Cougars that night. And the Belleville Tigers, you know, really new change of coach over there, new direction. That team's back on the map quickly in a big statement victory last week against Robichaud. So this week we have Robichaud. Next week we have Belleville.
So it doesn't get any easier for this Garden City High School football team. They are flipping the coin at midfield as we speak. The coaches, or the captains rather, for both teams making their way out onto the field for the coin toss prior to this one. And I'll tell you what, the wind will definitely be a factor as to what direction either team wants tonight, because the wind is gusting out of the northeast at a gale force almost right now.
Well, that could actually play into the Cougars' plan. If I'm Coach Scott Murray, I'm going to try to play a game of keep away and then kind of come out with a happy homecoming victory. And the way to do it is keep the ball away from that high-powered Robichaud offense. And this is a great night to do it. Grissom's going to have a hard time getting the ball up into the air and with that brisk breeze, and it's a good time to pound it out on the ground and play good ball control for the Cougars.
And it should give Alex Sherlock maybe an extra 10 yards when she's kicking to the south end of the field.
Well, they're going to defer to the second half.
Triple option offense that
you want the ball, right?
Is option number one. It's Gian Grande, who is a proven between the tackle runner that opens up everything for the rest of the offense. Then the Cougars have a chance. But if Gian Grande cannot go because of his banged up shoulder, then it's going to be awful tough for the ground and pound triple option that the Cougars put together.
So Garden City will receive the opening kickoff with the wind at their back as we get ready for 48 minutes of football here at Garden City High School. Garden City breaking out some new unis for tonight that resemble very much the GCYAA Cougar jerseys, if you saw those telecasts here on GCTV a couple of weeks ago.
Well, the black is really nice. It's real popular. It's been popular the past couple of years, and the Cougars are joining on board with the black pants.
There you see our weather conditions today. This is the coldest day probably since last spring. 55 degrees, the wind at 17 miles an hour, but it is definitely a constant 17 with gusts that go a little higher than that. We have a wind chill, guys. 47 degrees is the wind chill here tonight. So hopefully that works against Grissom, the quarterback for Robichaud. Hopefully he won't have the feel or be able to put the ball up as deep as he might want.
Well, this is exactly what he needs to play under, because if Minnesota is recruiting him.
Yeah, these are the conditions. They play outdoors. They don't play in the Metrodome anymore.
Well, I just want to say earlier here in the broadcast, I'm sure glad that I'm wearing my pullover from Incorporate Graphics, because I am warm and toasty in it, and you can get the same pullover right across the street at Incorporate Graphics.
Gastonia and Tinsley deep for Garden City on this opening kickoff.
I'm going to be watching for the battle of the turnovers tonight. Very important for Garden City to hang on to the ball at all times and then try to force some turnovers on the Bulldogs. And that could end up putting them on the positive side of the game.
Megan Hagwood kicking off for Robichaud, and we're just about ready to get it going here on Omni Edition Sports. GCTV, Dan, Ted, and Phil, glad you're with us. Thanks to all the volunteers who have been out here for the past 3 weeks televising all of these games, and today working in some pretty tough conditions. And one of the short men picks up the kickoff there. That is Brandon Mitchum. He battles his way up over the 35-yard line, right to the 35-yard line, and 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
11 yards on that return. He picked it up on the 24, and if you can get your short guy to bring it up 11 yards, that's a good play. If you look in the middle of your screen there, that's number 66, Paul Norwood. 12th grader, 6 foot, 330 pounds.
Oh, dear. Kyle Becker under center for Garden City. Their leading rusher with 326 yards this season. And he'll pitch it, and this is a throw. And a little dump pass over the middle was incomplete.
Well, that one was high. Now remember, the wind is going to play havoc with this. So under normal conditions, you've been practicing all year, but you haven't been practicing under 17 to 20, 25 mile an hour gusts here. So it's a little different touch, but a nice play. Phil came out throwing last week on the first play.
Yeah, opening up the game right there with the wind at their back.
It was Tinsley to Spizak, and this one's to Giangrande, and he doesn't get much. Giangrande maybe picked up a yard on that with forward progress.
Number 55 on the bottom of the pile, Maurice Sims, 6 foot, 225. He's a little guy on that line.
Yeah, they have a lot of size on their roster.
Look at 66. He's bigger than Sue.
So already a critical down for Garden City. 3rd down and about 9 on their first possession, and they hate to go 3 and out when they got the opening kickoff.
Oh, Giangrande, they have to establish him to open up everything else on this triple option.
So Becker with a man in motion. That's Tinsley. He heads back where he came from. Trying to see if the Robichaud will jump. They do not. Giangrande, no, it is not a handoff to Giangrande. It's getting Tinsley. And Tinsley with a loss in Garden City. In rough shape early on, they'll have to punt it away.
Well, Becker, he took it out of Giangrande's gut, and he kind of rolled it back to Tinsley. And that's you're not going to get
on it. I was watching Giangrande.
You're not going to get any momentum rolling the ball to your slot back who's trailing the play.
So Trayvon Clayton will go deep for Robichaud.
Watch this guy.
Well, this is an opportunity to play field position right here for the Cougars.
And a bad snap and a good job by the punter, Walter, to pull it down. This is a 23 with the ball, and that is Wilson. And Wilson with the corner. Wilson down the sideline. And Garden City finally catches up with him. And a penalty marker on the play, so hopefully this one will come back a little bit.
35-yard return. And Wilson showed you what Robichaud has. They have the speed to go east and west, get the corner. And
well, what happened is that
legal block in the back, 17 white.
So this one will be coming back, but what happened on that play, the ball was actually hiked to the right and almost over the punter's head. Once he got it and then got himself actually ready to kick the ball, he was outside the actual kicking box, so he did a good job, but it went right to the up man, and a penalty in the back is going to negate a big return.
Hey, so a break for Garden City there.
Well, Garden City is going to definitely rely on people on the outside of the formation, outside on the punt returns, outside on the kickoff returns, keeping the ball in the middle. If Robichaud gets the corner, either going to the left or the right of their formation, it is going to be a long, long night for the boys in the new blue uniforms.
So 1st and 10 for Robichaud at their own 48-yard line. Jarius Grissom, again, he is a junior that has a lot of attention from some major colleges, and a big one at quarterback for Robichaud. And he'll give it off. And at least 6 yards on the carry there by Carter.
And 5 of them after he got hit.
So Carter will get it up to the 46. Bring up a 2nd and a short 4, long 3 for Robichaud.
Trimble on the tackle there, but he got carried about 3 yards after he grabbed him. They're running out of the pistol here. A spread formation, doubles on the near side.
And he will pass it. And through the middle, intended for Trayvon Clayton. So Tinsley on the sideline, currently being looked at by the medical staff of Garden City.
And he's a big part of that offense. He's in motion or part of the offense, and I think he hurt himself on that last pitch play on 3rd down with Garden City.
Especially with Giangrande nursing that shoulder, you cannot have both of them banged up. Grissom, he'll take it up the middle himself, and Garden City will stop him short of a 1st down. It looks like Grace there for Garden City.
The old quarterback draw.
So 4th and 1, I assume Robichaud will go for it at the Garden City 43.
This is a whole different play out of the pistol, Phil. I mean, you're just under center and you go forward, but out of the pistol, it's a whole different thing.
Well, absolutely, and it's calling for quick reads by Grissom as he goes under center right now and calls his own number, and he's going to charge ahead for the 1st down. Nice play coming, what we're just talking about, the pistol, but actually caught Garden City off guard.
Needed 1, got 5.
So 1st and 10 from the Garden City 40. Robichaud converts on the 4th down.
Robichaud's pretty well in 4th down territory if they cross their own 20. They're going to punt only. They're going to only punt if you absolutely force them.
24 Carter is the fullback, and the give on the end around to Morrison. And Morrison will battle his way back to about the 35.
Morrison, 5'9", 150 pounds, just glided. He came in motion from the closest sideline to us, and he just kind of circled behind the pistol formation, took a handoff, and glided for 4.5 yards.
With the wind in his face, Grissom running the ball a little more than they probably would like. And he will throw here. And now he'll run it, fades to his left. Garden City in pursuit. Grissom's going to come close to that 1st down marker. Shoots out at the 30-yard line.
Anytime they run, Dan, I'm sure Grissom, it's a lot more than Grissom wants. When you're the type of quarterback Grissom is, big, tall, with a cannon for an arm and confidence. You saw he nonchalantly broke out of the pocket, dipped again. Then he saw the sideline. And that's the kind of a heads-up play you want from your quarterback. And anytime he runs it, he's probably a little upset.
Well, he made it to the 29-yard line, so he can't be too upset. 1st and 10.
That was a good job of containment right there, because Grissom does come with a variety of moves, and he's got that extra gear of speed. So Garden City did a great job of containing him.
To give to Carter. He is knocked back after a gain of about 2. Penalty marker on the play.
I want you to watch the line play here. The back had the line just moved the whole defensive line. He didn't get touched till he was down the field. So the offensive line right now, this big, huge Robichaud line. Watch the offensive
71.
line on this. They're just blasting. He had 5 yards past the line of scrimmage before he got hit.
But it's headed back with another penalty against Robichaud. I think it was a legal block in the back. I did not hear the referee.
Well, I don't know if you're paying attention to all types of football. There are more flags this year in all football, starting with the pros, than ever before. This is one of those years that, and we called the game a couple of weeks ago in sports, and I think they just painted the field yellow, because there was yellow every play.
Quarterback wasn't ready for it. Grissom was looking away, and center snapped it right to him, but he made it work. Wow.
Improvise, which is something you want on the Big Ten level, and that's why colleges are drooling over this kid.
First pass completion of the day for Grissom.
Let's watch this. The quarterback surprised to see that the ball is in his breadbasket.
Well, that's what makes you a Division I recruit, when you can react that way and then complete a pass for 10 or 15 yards.
Well, that's one of the plays that Robichaud put in to honor the Lions.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Got two guys headed down the right side. Grissom is in pursuit, and he fell down, and there's a flag. So he was down way before he threw that ball.
He was going down. I don't think he was down.
Well, let's see what the penalty is.
Well, the flag was called before he threw it, wasn't it? Holding.
He was in the middle of it.
Grissom's going, this guy's ain't blocking for him. What's the story? But if you looked at that formation, he had three receivers to the far side, and they all went down, and he goes in that direction. Oh, you could see he was down. He was down. But
he's going to be from the spot of the infraction on the hold anyways, so.
Well, this is actually part of Robichaud's ball control offense, where they get close to the first down, get a penalty, march them back, and then they try to get the first down again. And that's why they kill the clock that way.
So second down and a bunch, about 23.
Well, they're closer to their high school than they are to ours right now.
So let's see what Garden City can do here. Carter in the backfield again, three wideouts on the far side, one on this side, and Grissom's looking this way. He has got Clayton, and Clayton, good job by Garden City there defensively. That was Castonier that reached in and knocked it away in a big play for Garden City.
Good timing by Castonier. He was beaten by a step or two on that one, and the receiver was reeling it in, was Trayvon Clayton running underneath of it, and at the last second, Castonier pushed him just enough to break his confidence and fall incomplete.
Well, that was right off the fingertips. In college, his receiver will catch that. That was a moonshot on the pass, too. If they were low, high flying clouds, they would have been.
Oh, we just heard from the truck that Tinsley with a bad injury to his finger.
Dislocated. He's got the same formation with the opposite. Let's see if he goes the same way.
Pressure from Garden City, pursuit and a sack for the Cougars. Right there is Trimble to make it fourth down. And bunch.
That is what Garden City is going to have to do. Grissom is actually staying in his pistol, and he's kind of playing with an arrogance, I think, back there. And Garden City watch Garden City blow past this line here. Sometimes big and huge is slow, and you can get quick and get in there.
Brandon Grayson on top of that, too. You know, there was a double team effort in there.
So Ashley will punt it away for Robichaud. Little pursuit for Garden City, and I don't think anybody got a hand on it. I think he just muffed it. So Garden City will get it back at their 32-yard line.
Well, having been around the Robichaud program since the early 90s, the Robichaud program does not have a great tradition in soccer, and there's not a whole lot of kickers over there on the campus in Gully Road.
So first and 10 for Garden City.
Now, do we have, we have last year's Queen chair in there, and we have the alumni.
Not too many alumni tonight, but there are some.
Yeah, the Queen came back. Is she going to college?
I don't know.
Well, you announced her last year.
Yeah, but I don't know where she ended up. That's Briscoe's granddaughter, I think. That's Gian Grande on the carry.
You don't memorize that?
I don't even remember your name unless I look at the card.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Second down and 5 for Garden City after Gian Grande. So Robichaud will be able to focus as you see a beautiful sunset. Oh my goodness, great shot from Jason Merrill. But Robichaud no longer has to worry about Tinsley, so that's one less offensive weapon for Garden City in this one.
Is that Dodd that's taking this place?
I don't know, 22. But it's Gian Grande on the carry.
Yeah, Dodd, who had a lot of carries a couple weeks ago, he's taking Tinsley's place. They got to establish Gian Grande to open up the other options. This is a triple option. The quarterback gets the ball, puts it in the deep back's gut. Then he reads it. He can pull it out. He can keep it, depending on the containment. If the linebacker goes out to get the trailing back, he can cut it inside. And if he's being covered, he punches it. But it all depends on establishing the inside game between the tackles.
Rayburn, the wideout on this sideline. Gian Grande takes the handoff. Gian Grande battles his way to a first down. So Garden City gets their first down of the evening.
That is huge. I can't tell. Phil and you and I saw that last week. the biggest difference in this offense is number 44 is running between the tackles.
Absolutely. He's such a hard runner, and he's a big one to bring down when he gets his legs churning. And right there, we just saw 3 straight carries for a total of 11 yards, and it gets the first down on the ground. So the Cougars are doing what I thought they needed. The recipe for a victory on homecoming is ball control.
And there was a drop snap right there that Becker picked up and managed to turn into about a 3-yard gain.
And that's what they can't do. They cannot. They have put the ball on the ground twice, and they have gotten the ball back. But in previous games, in previous years, Garden City gets success, and then they put the ball on the ground, and they stop themselves a number of times.
Well, and one of the things, too, is you can't put the defense back on the field again that quick. You got to get them off the field at least for a little bit, even if you don't make anything out of this possession.
Well, they had a good defensive stand so far. So,
man in motion to give this to Giangrande. Nope, it takes it right from him. Talk about an option.
Well,
give it to Giangrande and then take it back when he gets caught.
That's exactly what happened. The ball was in his gut as he got hit, and they thought they had to play, but he takes the ball, he makes that read. He has 3 reads to make. 44, keep it, pitch it. And that time he took the ball out right at the right time. That's how that play was drawn up. And that's an example of it working to a T.
So 3rd down and 2 for the Cougars. Man in motion again. Give to Giangrande. That time Giangrande took it, and he takes it for a first down all the way to the Robichaud 40-yard line.
Yeah, big run right there by Giangrande, but we're seeing Kyle Becker just getting better and better each week at quarterback, and that's what's becoming a big difference for this offense. When just what you're talking, put it in the breadbasket and then knows when to pull it out, and does it with confidence and called his own number. Then Giangrande powers ahead.
1st and 10 for Garden City to give to Giangrande, and he'll still get 6 out of that.
Do not underestimate what those big uglies up front are doing right now. Literally, they are winning the line of scrimmage against kids that are 30 pounds heavier than them. They are moving. Watch that time they move that line, and Giangrande can't go anywhere unless the big guys are moving him.
So 2nd down and 4 for the Cougars. Rayburn is the wideout on this side.
I checked it before. No.
And you already see it different in the nose guard. The 66 is out on the nose guard for.
And they give in the middle, I believe that was Giangrande.
Well,
and it was.
Well, Giangrande's going to be hugged a lot today by the Bulldogs.
So no gain, and a 3rd down and 3.
Well, first big play of the football game for the Cougars right here, 3rd and 3. They've kept it primarily on the ground, playing a game of keep away. So now, if there's an opportunity that things have been set up by pounding in the middle, this is the time for that play.
Yeah, they're not going to do it now. They've got 2 downs to make 3 yards. This is go back to the Ohio State, Michigan battles back in the 70s. That's what this is.
Giangrande, and he has the first down. Fumble on the play, or stripped right out of his hands.
Goodbye.
So Trayvon Clayton, but I do not know.
No flags?
Because the players at this end stopped as if the play was over.
There's a referee holding a spot there, and he might say that, well, of course, the play was 5 yards from where the back judge is standing right now.
Right, it was about a 5-yard gain.
And they're bringing it back here. What are they going to say?
But no one's standing where Giangrande.
Well, he got a first down.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's nobody standing at the 28.
And the head ref.
I have a feeling the referees are trying to figure out what to do here, because
the head ref is calling the side judge over here, and they're going to have a talk about it. But where they're standing is the original line of scrimmage, and like Dan has called it. Watch him; he does get a first down here.
So he's there.
Oh, it's a strip.
But if somebody blew the whistle,
yeah,
then it doesn't matter.
It would be a first down though. But see there. Let's see where they mark it.
And that we see coming in the screen there is the only Cougar in pursuit at all. That was Hunter Damon, The rest
So
of the
let's see what
Cougars
the
just stood
referee has to
position.
say.
Okay, we had a recovery by the White. Inverted whistle. First down.
All right, so Robichaud does get the ball. Tough break for Garden City. They were...
It's also, I don't know why the ball would be where they're playing marking. It should
Inadvertent whistle. So they blew the whistle. That's why the Cougars stood still. And
but it should be at the 28 because that's where the fumble happened.
Yeah, that's the mark on this ball. They've got the mark. But they did fumble. And once again, we talk about this game in and game out. You get success, and then you load up the old shotgun. And I know it's it's bow season right now, so the Cougars somehow hit themselves in the foot with something.
Well, the defense got a chance to rest, so let's see what they do with Robichaud here. They handled them quite well during the last possession. Nice crowd coming in here at Garden City High School. They haven't drawn very well this season, but the stands appear to be filling up here on homecoming 2015.
Well, and the Cougar Crazies are well represented tonight too, Dan. You can see they're packed in over there. They're just waiting for something to cheer to keep them warm tonight.
Grissom fades back. Quick pass. And a first down there for Potts, I believe, was the receiver.
Well, he made the first man miss. The other thing that I saw is Garden City is blowing that. They had a man coming in on a blitz, and Grissom evaded him. So there was a couple missed tackles there, but 10 yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 46. And the give is to Carter in the backfield, and Carter was about to pick up a first down.
And once again, he had 2 men in the backfield that could have tackled him for a loss, and he split them. And he's happy. Look at the little Carter dance there. Is it, I see Robichaud's got the pink on. Probably, usually that's a sign of breast cancer awareness.
And that's the end of the first quarter. No score. Quick first quarter with the ball on the ground most of the time.
Well, we had a couple passes for Robichaud, one for Garden City, only one complete. So, like you said, really quick.
In Garden City's defense, they've struggled this series, but holding Robichaud scoreless in the first quarter is a pretty good accomplishment.
Well, what happened here is really Dearborn and Robichaud came in here and they really have played ball control themselves. They have been just really methodical running the football and haven't gone with that big play offense that they're so famous for.
Hey, we want to thank Lori and everybody at Sports Venue. They're our new food provider for the volunteers here at Omnivision Television and GCTV, and they have helped us out greatly to make sure that we can feed these guys. Again, we've had 6 games here at Garden City High School over the last 3 weeks, and they've made sure they provided the food for every one of them. Great supporters of Garden City High School. Lots of great things to do there. They have trivia nights and a great place right kitty corner from Garden City High School, thanks to Lori, her dad, and everybody at Sports Venue in Garden City, the official food provider of Omnivision Television and GCTV. So Grissom fades back, flushed out of the pocket, and a fumble picked up. That was picked up by 55, Sims. So the Garden City defense comes up big there on first down.
Maurice Sims, 6 foot, 225. And Dan, I'm looking at our roster here, and you have everybody that's going to touch the ball in yellow. Sims' number isn't on there.
I don't think he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Another good look at that sunset in the western sky on a cold night here in Garden City. So second down, we'll call it 12 for the Bulldogs. Grissom again being pursued. He's feeling the pressure. He dumps it into the middle, kind of no man's land there. Intended, I guess, for Ashley.
Well, he's running for his life here. His line is not blocking for him at all. He's getting no support. And he's running all over the place, and when he has time, he has such confidence. He stands in the pocket, but when he's flushed, he has had no chance at all to complete them.
So another third down situation for the Bulldogs.
Well, we're seeing as the Cougars are starting to gain confidence on the defensive side of the football. I don't think they're afraid of Grissom and what he can do, and they're doing a great job of containment. The Cougars are starting to come of age on the defensive side.
Carter's still the man back. Grissom unloads a short one. Let's see if Garden City can hold him. And battling close to a first down is Bryson.
Well, it's another. All 3 first downs in this series have come from missed tackles. And they had the Bulldogs stop for a 5-yard gain here, but he broke the initial tackle. And remember, they're spreading the field. There's 4 receivers out there, so the Cougars are in man-to-man here. And you got them to be a sure tackler. You can give up the short little hitch pattern, but you got to tackle them right now.
So 1st and 10 at the 30 for Robichaud. And to give to Carter. And Carter's wrapped up quickly. He picked up a couple of yards, but Nick Edney, who had a great game last week for Garden City, picks up the tackle.
If I'm not mistaken, Nick Edney was runner-up for the player of the game and the Phil Henry player of the game.
Well, I like to think outside the box. There's some guys that don't get a lot of pub, and we like to kind of go there. And we picked Alex Sherlock last week as player of the game.
Well, good show.
Proving that she belongs.
Garden City also with a female on the junior varsity team. Grissom with time has a man open and threads the needle to Clayton.
What a beautiful pass, and then you saw one of the passes that you got to make on the next level. He looked outside, and he actually hit the second look. Watch him. He'll look outside and then look in and hit in stride. Look outside and now inside, and he hits him right on the hands on the little crossing route. And that's a great pass and a very good reception. Because if you come across the middle, you're going to get hit.
Castonier with the tackle. So 1st and goal now for Robichaud. Grissom into the corner and out of the reach of Ashley.
Mitchum on the recovery there. Number 5.
Well, we're seeing a different offensive philosophy by the Bulldogs right now. In that first quarter, going against that brisk wind that we talked about, they kept the ball primarily on the ground. Now with a change of quarters and the wind at their back, Grissom is now airing it out.
So again, 3 wideouts, as has been the case the entire game for Dearborn Heights Robichaud. Grissom looks to the left side. He's going to take it himself. Now he dumps it into the end zone, and all by himself was Mercer Bryson, and touchdown Robichaud Bulldogs.
Well, that play was made, Dan, as soon as Grissom took 2 steps toward the goal line. The coverage came off of him, and he is all alone there. So watch as he comes right here. Now that brings the coverage in. See right there on the bottom of your screen, and that he left his man and he's wide open. So you're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't.
Well, and a good job by Grissom to know where the line of scrimmage was.
They're going to have to call a timeout here to get this extra point.
You see a great shot from Jason Merrow in our lift.
Is it true you have to Velcro him up there because he's
zip tied?
Oh, zip tied, okay.
And the extra point is up and good. That was Potts, Damian Potts, on the extra point. And a 7-0 lead now for Robichaud with 9:31 remaining here in the first half at Garden City High School on homecoming.
I was just going to mention, Dan, that you were in between the quarters. You had a little promo for Sports Venue, and rumor has it they make great pizza over there.
But Ted would not know.
I cannot testify.
Ted somehow always managed to get here after the food has already been consumed.
That's how I keep my really slim figure.
Girlish figure. So Woods will go deep for Garden City now with Tinsley on the bench. So it'll be Woods and Castonier deep for Garden City. And Potts will be kicking off with the wind at his back.
You know, Phil and I are willing to take a picture with a piece of pizza in our hand promoting Sports Venue. It's, you know, the talent at GCTV says eat here, you know.
That's right, with one big bite out of it and big smiles on our faces.
You see how we're promoting your...
I see this.
I mean, we're giving them...
This is synergy. This is
we're giving them energy here.
And correction, kicking off is Hagwood. He'll kick off with Potts as the extra point guy. And this one will bounce and get past Woods. I'm not sure Woods knew where the ball was. And Woods will be tackled deep in his own territory.
See, that's the kind of play that you forget about during the game, but turns the whole game around. Instead of being up at the 35 or 40-yard line, watch him, now they're buried deep in their own end. You watch the ball hit on the 20, now it's at the 10.
It took Woods a second. I guess he might have even thought he had the ball.
And now he's back at the 8-yard line. They'll probably give him the 10. But the bottom line is you've lost 25 yards on that play, and that's two first downs.
So Garden City, the long way to go to the other end zone. And Becker will just push forward.
That's 4 yards. You know what? Put that in your hat, because if you can get 4 yards in every quarterback sneak.
Well, in that kickoff, going back to the second, that's a classic example of all time of running with the football before you have it.
And I'll tell you what, Becker is holding on to his left wrist, or his right wrist. And he's kind of letting that arm dangle right now.
Well, we'll watch him on this play.
Giangrande behind him. Giangrande will get the handoff, and Giangrande will pick up about 3.
Now, you know, you look at that play, and it's a nothing play. But now he's got a possible first down here on this play. He made it very manageable.
And Becker is coming to the sideline, and Scott Murray's going to call timeout, but I think Becker's hurt his hand or his arm.
Who's the backup?
You know what? We haven't seen him. Yeah, but Becker's got his helmet off.
Yeah, and we see right down there, it looks like number 10 is taking some snaps down there. That's going to be Ian.
That's Castonier, yeah.
Castonier.
So another injury for Garden City. And Becker is just furious. He is furious. Now let's take a look at what Robichaud has done until this point. We mentioned that their first loss of the season came last week. A 23-20 loss to the first place Belleville Tigers. But you see big wins over Divine Child, big wins over Annapolis, big win over Redford Union, and a big win over Thurston. So obviously this Robichaud team can score.
I think that Thurston game is the one that put them on the map statewide right there, because Thurston had a really good reputation going in that game. They absolutely blew them out 49-21. And a big shocker last week when Belleville just manhandled them, controlled them all the way, and kept Grissom under wraps. Although Grissom last week himself, he was 18 of 24, 224 yards and 2 TDs.
There's the future quarterback for Garden City.
So Castonier in that quarterback for Garden City. And I say we haven't seen him yet. He did play a couple of snaps last week towards the end of the game.
I noticed a lot this year that offenses are giving the ball, and then all the offensive linemen, it turns into a rugby scrum, and they try to get as much as possible, and they got within inches of that first down, but they're going to be short now. You know Scott Murray more than me. Is he a gambler?
I don't know when you just put in your backup quarterback.
Well,
but he is an offensive weapon, so.
Well, they've got about.
Well, they're just going to push it ahead.
12 inches to go.
Now that was a little odd, but they got it. It looked like it was just going to be a shove the line forward.
You know, this is a good time. We were talking, Phil and I, about a couple weeks ago about that coach down in Arkansas who never punts. Never, wherever he is. But you know what? He had a 4th down and 30 this week, and he punted.
So Castonier
Well,
faked a handoff and then rolled around to the right side himself.
And that was all set up by that second down play by number 44, Gene Grande.
Kind of reminded me of the Stafford fake, as there's a flag and probably a hold against Garden City. It reminded me a little bit of the Stafford fake spike
Right.
a couple of years ago where he jumped over the pile for a touchdown.
Against Dallas.
And it looks like a flag and came out of the backfield, so more than likely holding against Garden City.
Well, you can tell that there's a new quarterback in there because the play's a little bit slow developing. But I
legal
think
shift.
the speed by Castonier as he got that corner, and he was very quick in that corner. But it is going to go back against the Cougars right here on evident.
An illegal shift, but there you go. You got a new quarterback in, so now the timing's a little bit off. Everybody's used to a different cadence, maybe.
And they lined up wrong.
Well, you notice that the first couple of times that Castonier's still been under center and the rest of the team is moving. So that's a good sign that he's going to get a good handle on that football as they're tending to Kyle Becker on the sideline.
So 1st and 10, I assume this is Gian Grande based on the size. And another flag, and this may be an unsportsmanlike. Either way.
Well, let me notice the other thing that's happening over here is they're huddling, kind of huddling up. They were coming to the line and just watching, but now they're
kind of meandering over the sideline.
This is going to be a biggie here against
Robichaud, so this will get Garden City a first down. And
dead ball,
down the
personal
field.
foul, 7 white.
So that one goes to the 35 for Garden City, and some room to breathe now. Remember, they started back on their own 6-yard line, 8-yard line.
They started on their 8, yeah. And well, this is good because you've changed the field position. Even with a real good punt, you're going to give the Bulldogs the ball inside your territory. But now, with a first down and a first down on a penalty, they're 25 yards up the field.
And Scott Murray having a word with the side judge. He said this is kind of an odd formation here where everybody just kind of gathers over and okay, we'll get around to it. Thanks for the play, Coach.
Now they're hurried up to the line here. They're going to have a 5-yard penalty for delay game if they don't get this play out.
So man in motion, Castonier. He holds on to it. Castonier got himself 5.
You notice that once again, every time he's taken the ball from center, he's like he's still in position and things are moving around him. So his timing isn't quite there. And that's actually throwing the Bulldogs off and giving him an advantage. And he's been able to call his own number for some nice runs.
I thought they were going to throw a penalty on that because basically the whole line shot off on the count and he was still holding the ball there. But you know what? He's creative. He's creating here. He hasn't run a play that was designed yet.
So 2nd and 5. Again, a man in motion. And Gian Grande this time. No, it wasn't Gian Grande.
He took it back out of his gut.
Well, they both can run the same play, huh? Well, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 3, I guess.
Gian Grande went over on the left side between the left guard and the left tackle, and he took the ball across the right side. This guy's a football player. He's the kind of guy that just says, you go behind the bus and I'll throw it to you when you cross in front of the player hydrant.
And in motion again. And Castonier on the pitch. And pretty darn close to a first down.
He got it.
That's 22, Devin Dodd, who took the pitch. I don't know. They didn't get a great spot here. Oh, they gave it to him.
It's across the 45. Phil, if they continue to do this, watch this replay here. Really nice pitch.
Nice delayed action right there. And then Dodd, boy, he got hammered down there, but held onto the football and got the first down.
And again, the option this way, but this time it blew up on him. Man in pursuit is Castonier, and I think he got it back. I think his original goal was just to get it out of bounds.
Yeah, he threw it behind the runner there.
And
Well, when you haven't done that, when you've taken the least amount of snaps in practice, and you get put in the game, and this offense needs accuracy, but he threw it behind. Look at Did you see what he did?
Yes.
He didn't go for the ball. He blocked the guy off the ball and then fell on it.
See, I thought he was just going to try to punch it out of bounds.
This guy's a little football player.
So 2nd and about 26 for Garden City. And the give to Giangrande, and Giangrande will just battle his way up and still battle his way up. Nice job by Giangrande there.
That's power football right there. And you know, that is one of those type of plays that you don't really see the value of until later in the game. When you start really pounding on another team like that, it's designed to open some things up for later on in the game. I like it. It's conservative Cougar football. They're trailing 7-0 in this game, and they're still playing the ball very conservatively. I like what they're doing. They want to keep pounding on the Bulldogs.
Well, that made it a nice manageable 3rd and 21, so.
And a flag on the play.
And now it's going to be a nice manageable 26.
Ball start. 77.
This is what this program has got to eliminate. The penalties. I mean, they had they marched all the way from their own 8. They're threatening to go into the Bulldog territory, and a bad pitch and penalty now.
But again, you've got your backup quarterback in there, so some of this is just timing.
Third down at about 27 for Garden City.
Looking for Becker on the sideline. I don't think there's anything on the bench. There is a give to Giangrande. Giangrande will just try to battle and get some of it back, and get some of it back, and get some of it back.
8 yards.
So, I mean, that brings up a 4th and 17 now, which, doesn't sound great except when you realize where they started from.
Well, absolutely. They took the ball after the touchdown and the extra point by Robichaud. They started at the 8-yard line after the ball was overrun, and they recovered it right there. So it's been kind of back and forth, but they've got it all the way up to the 37-yard line.
And don't forget, we will have the crowning of the Garden City High School homecoming queen at halftime, which is fast approaching with all of these run plays.
On that last play, getting up with Giangrande, Jalen Covington, the tackle, 77. He's busting his hiney again today. He's one heck of a ball player. He's out of there now in this punt formation, but number 77.
Time out.
Walter in punt formation for the Cougars. And remember, the last time he had it, there was that high center, and he controlled the ball, but he was outside the real punting box, but he got off the kick anyway. And so now this time in that brisk breeze that's still blowing out there, he's just going to need to really make sure everything is handled properly back there.
Yeah, and probably kick a line drive or even squib it.
You know, I was thinking as we had the national anthem here a couple quarters ago, when you look down there, the band, one of the largest bands we've had here in a long time, the choir, the pom-pom girls, the cheerleaders, the football players. There must have been 150 kids on the track. And what a great evening for Garden City High School, celebrating with all these kids out here tonight. So this is a great night today, no matter what the score is.
So Walter back to punt, and Clayton deep. And he just puts it towards the sideline. And I'm sure they would like to have kicked it a little farther than that, but what they did avoid was a big return as the ball rolls out of bounds at the 46.
Well, you'd like to get the ball past where you had to go for a first down. They had to go down to the 39 for the first down, and the ball went out at the 41. So that's how far back the Cougars were. But the great thing they did, remember, this is a game of field position, and they got out of the shadow of their own goal line, which was an accomplishment in itself.
So Garden City's defense well rested again. Let's see what happens.
Grissom had changed things up with the wind at his back, so let's see what he does. He's been going to the air primarily.
Well, he's going to go to the air right here. And he just unloads it, and a wide open receiver number 1, Trayvon Clayton.
There was nobody within 15 yards of him.
So his, I believe his defender fell down.
Yeah, the defender fell down, and still Clayton had to make a circus catch on that one. You're going to see a tremendous circus catch right here. There's the defender down, and then right there as he changes directions, and he's still trying to keep his balance, and tumbles forward to the 12-yard line. Luckily for
Garden City in high school, when you hit the ground, you're down. Grissom going to take it himself. Gets hit a couple of times, breaks a couple of tackles, and battles his way all the way into the end zone.
Well, he was hit by at least 5 guys there. We'll count him on the replay, I'm sure. But he was hit, and he made it all the way into the end zone. So a 2-play drive, 59 yards. There's 2. There's 3, 4. There's 5, 6, 7.
So Robichaud leading at 13-0 now. We'll try to make it 14-0. Potts will attempt the point after. And gets through. Thought he blocked it.
I think the defender went right past it.
So 14-0 lead for Robichaud with 2:49 remaining here in the first half.
It's fans, it's really not that cold.
It's baby powder.
That's not people breathing.
This is not an Edmonton Eskimos game. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think we were wrong at the beginning. It's really -10.
There you see the homecoming court getting in position. We'll have it for you at halftime.
Is that Mrs. Patterson?
I believe it is.
I think that's Coach Patterson's wife. Yeah, and there's Jim Susala.
You know, as you see everybody in their winter
Barry.
coats, it was 2 days ago that it was still humid and warm and summer-like.
Welcome to Michigan.
So Woods and Castonier will go deep again. And 54 Agwood will kick it off for Robichaud. They have a 14-0 lead over the Garden City Cougars on Garden City's homecoming. And this one will take a bounce. Woods will pick it up. He's up over the 20 to the 25, and he's brought down right about the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Garden City with 2:44 remaining in the half. And Scott Murray and his Cougars looking to put some points on the board before they head to the locker room for halftime.
Well, they've been playing ultra conservative in the first half. Now they have the wind in their faces. So if I'm Coach Scott Murray, I want to once again emphasize hold on to the football right here, because we're seeing the big plays starting to develop for the Bulldogs. And also you want to just keep pounding them, Dan. This is only 14-0 right here. And I think that's going to be your strategy. Keep pounding them, and by the middle third quarter to the fourth quarter, maybe start wearing them down.
Well, and if you go into halftime only down 14-7, that's a pretty good mental state for the Cougars. And Castonier will keep it again. He faked it to Giangrande with some great moves. Castonier picks up about 7 yards there.
Now remember, Garden City's playing with 2 of their starters injured right now. Tinsley went out with a dislocated finger, we were told. And then the quarterback, Becker, hurt his wrist or his arm. So new quarterback, new slot back. Woods is in on this series, number 1. He was the man in motion. Let's see if he's still in there.
And that's already with Breen out for the season, and with Giangrande playing with a bum shoulder.
Giangrande, he's just a tough kid. He's out there. He's banging shoulders with everybody.
And in motion again. Castonier falls down.
I think somebody stepped on his foot as he went back, because he wanted to go on the opposite wing. The whole play was going to the right, and he wanted to go left.
So loss of a yard, 3rd and 5 for Garden City. 1:43 on the clock. And right here, Scott Murray wants to leave as little time on the clock as possible for Robichaud if Garden City has to punt this away.
Well, Robichaud scored on 2 plays, went 59 yards in 2 plays the last time.
So they don't need much time, is what you're trying to say?
I'm trying to say, give them 16 seconds and they're dangerous.
Gastonia under center. And I believe there might have been a fumble on the play.
I think he dropped the ball.
The give was to Giangrande. And Robichaud picks up the fumble. So really bad break for Garden City.
If we see that again, I think Gastonia wanted to take the ball out of his gut, and I think Giangrande didn't let him. And
well, that was the problem with it there is they were in traffic. You know, that was...
Because Gastonia looked like he thought he was going to go around the end there. But we gave him 68 seconds here, and the ball's on their own 30.
So 1st and 10 at the 30 for Robichaud. Garden City's defense needs to come up big, and I think we have a timeout.
Well, it's a very good timeout right here. For the
Timeout, Garden City.
The great time to call a timeout right now. Just on turnover. Dearborn Heights has been showing some big play here in the second quarter, and so this is a good time to rally the troops and get everybody on the same page. We talked about the Cougars scoring when they had the ball last before they fumbled it. The goal maybe get 7 on the board. Now they want to keep the 7 off the board from the other way.
You know, 4 minutes ago, less than 4 minutes ago, I was going to make the comment that what a great first half here, only giving up 7 points, staying in the game, controlling the ball, but a couple miscues, and all of a sudden, you're going to go into the locker room shocked. You know,
potentially down 21-0.
Yeah, down 21-0, and it could have been
catch a break here.
Could have very easily been 7-7. I mean, the way Garden City was moving the ball, it could have been 7-7.
Garden City needs a turnover right here. Grissom, pursuit. To throw it into the middle of the end zone, jump ball. And almost coming down with it was Ashley. But equal amount of blue and white jerseys in that end zone.
Actually, it was 5 blue and 3 white.
Okay.
But well covered, but it was a jump ball. And I think the height advantage, you look at the height advantage, actually is Robichaud, but he just threw us off the grabs. And I was thinking, here's your turnover.
Great job of containment.
Yeah, and an odd time to throw up a jump ball, to be honest with you.
Actually, it's 5-2.
So 2nd down and 10.
What an arm. He just flicked that.
Grissom fakes it, keeps it. And there's a flag, just pass interference. Because Dylan White had his back completely to the quarterback and tangled up with the receiver on Robichaud.
We saw our cameraman. We had a good.
I'll tell you what, though, if you want to cue that up again right at the end,
Defensive pass interference.
Go ahead and just run it right back.
15 yards.
Because watch, go back a little bit farther. There's right now slowly play it forward. There is no contact. The receiver was reaching over the defender. So really, that's not pass interference.
Well, they're going to get him because...
Well, you're going to call it every time, but it's not pass interference.
He was playing the man. He wasn't playing the ball.
And that's what the referee's going to call every time.
Yeah.
But in reality, there was no pass interference. And that one was intended for Clayton, but Mitchum there to play defense for Garden City in 2nd down with 48.3 remaining in the half.
Well,
again,
he threw that
homecoming queen at halftime. Go ahead, Ted.
He threw that in double coverage. But I didn't really want to mention that. I'd rather have you talk about the homecoming queens. I apologize.
And that will be live. They're done live.
Well, you know, it'll be the same time we are.
Absolutely. That's exciting.
You know, Dan, you've done this for 38 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you realize the first homecoming queen you covered is now 56?
Thanks. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Tedley. There's a lead pass and in and out of the hands of Devin Ashley. Except that she was eaten by a dinosaur. Didn't make it to 56 years old, right?
I just didn't know if you ever realized.
Great
I'm out.
dinosaur
Robichaud.
And Dan, she's right in the next booth.
There you go. This is your life. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, 56 years old. Because I was a sophomore the first time I did it. Wow.
Sophomore in elementary school.
High school was the hardest 8 years of my life. Come on, Ted. Lots of alumni cheerleaders here tonight. Lots of alumni here. The teachers had a tailgate before the game. There's proof that not every plane that they show on our broadcast has me in it. There's evidence right there. Skype is nice, but not that good.
Any truth to the rumor that the first plane you shot, Wilbur Wright?
It wasn't done yet. 3rd down and 10.
Well, this is a huge play with 42.8 here. They can stop them.
I don't know if Robichaud will go for a field goal. Grissom, man in the end zone, touchdown.
Well, there's another instance where the nobody looked at the ball. I mean, if he turned around, but nice touch on the ball.
Devin Ashley, the receiver. Yeah, I mean, Jarius Grissom, there's a reason, you know, that the Minnesota Golden Gophers, among others, are offering this young man a scholarship. And he is a junior, by the way.
Well, he's very impressive, physically very impressive, but you look how he looks left, throws right, calls his own number. He's got a complete package, and like you said, he's only a junior, and you're already seeing a complete package at the quarterback position, and this is going to be...
The snap was kind of had an arc to it, and Garden City will at least break up the 2-point conversion attempt that started as a field goal attempt. So a 20-0 lead for Robichaud with 37.5 remaining in the half, and I imagine Garden City will just take a knee on their snap on 1st down.
You know, it depends on what the coach's philosophy is here, and I'm telling you, if I'm a Robichaud coach right now, I got nothing to lose. I'd onside kick it. You want that farther down? Or?
No, I'm just preparing for halftime.
You want a better look at the homecoming queen.
I need to open the window.
I understand.
We don't do the game with the window closed too often.
Now we have put all our notes in front of me. So, Phil, will you do me a favor? Take a picture of the homecoming queen?
So deep for Garden City will be Woods and Castonia. Thanks for throwing me under the bus there, by the way, Ted. I appreciate that.
Why? What did I say bad?
No, you know, just trying to... People should think that my mind is completely focused on the game, and not that we're untaping rosters from the window because it's too windy to open it.
Well, if you open that window...
Whoa, look at that kickoff. And it didn't make it to the end zone. Oh, that's tough. That is a tough break for Garden City, and Castonia is going to get hit at his own 9-yard line. What a tough break. That looked like it was just going to roll into the end zone, be a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20, and the ball just hit a divot, came straight up, didn't go anywhere.
Well, that definitely puts it into kneel-down territory right there. You were kind of hoping for good field position to see maybe get Castonia to get a little comfortable in the passing game and maybe air it out a little bit if you could have got a nice return out of that. But that was the kicker that got it in, got a little wind behind him and nailed it all the way down. Beautiful kickoff. Cougars in at the 9-yard line.
Garden City did the exact same thing tonight. They passed on their first play. And I guess there's in Garden City, it's mandatory you have to pass at least once a half.
It's an ordinance.
I thought so. Oh.
And they did throw the flag there. That's going to be motion on Garden City. So instead of the clock running out, they'll have to run another play.
False start.
We'll get our crack staff,
52.
usually right on top of injuries down there, and get him to find out more about Becker.
Yeah, I haven't seen Becker.
Haven't seen him out
unless he
there
put on a hoodie or something, and you can't, see a number. And then from the sounds of what Tinsley had, there's not much chance of him coming.
Well, back in the day when we were playing football, we just straightened that up, put a popsicle on there, or popsicle stick on there, and just sort of taped it up and got back out there.
All right, so that's going to bring an end to the first half as there's 24 seconds remaining in Garden City, and Robichaud will most likely just wander off the field. So Garden City battled pretty well for a quarter and a half, but it's been all Robichaud for the past 7 or 8 minutes as they have taken a 20-0 lead over Garden City here at Garden City High School on homecoming of 2015. So we will take a quick break. And when we come back, it'll be time for the halftime show and the crowning of the Garden City Homecoming Queen. The score, Robichaud 20, Garden City nothing. You're watching Cougar football on Omni Edition Sports. This is GCTV.
Also, my company.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your 2015-2016 Garden City High School homecoming court. First up, Nina Brown, escorted by her father, Michael, and her best friend, Cody Vigiletti. Nina will always remember being a part of the amazing theatrical production of Shrek the Musical. And Nina hopes to attend Wayne State University to study mortuary sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, Nina Brown. Next up is Allie Lynn. Allie is escorted tonight by her father, Don, and mother, Denise, and her best friend since they were 4 years old, Maxwell Frederick. Her favorite high school memory was winning the Wyandotte volleyball tournament this year. And after high school, Allie hopes to play college volleyball and study physical therapy. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Allie Lynn. Next up, Miranda Piazza. Miranda is escorted by her father, Billy, and Evan Breen. Her favorite high school memory is being selected as captain of the Garden City High School cheer team. She will miss Ms. Matori and Davis, her awesome art teachers. After high school, she plans on attending college to become an occupational therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, Miranda Piazza. Next up, Aspen Spears. Aspen is escorted by her father, Donnie, and her boyfriend, Brandon Richards. Aspen will always remember starting her senior year with her best friends, Jordan, Bailey, and Alyssa. Aspen currently has a 3.8 grade point average and plans to attend Grand Valley University in hopes of becoming a physician's assistant. Ladies and gentlemen, Aspen Spears. And finally, Amber Swisher. Amber is escorted by her father, Jason, and her good friend, Kyle Becker. One thing Amber will always remember about high school is making the varsity softball team as a freshman. After high school, Amber hopes to play college softball and study to be a veterinary technician. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Amber Swisher. Now returning to crown, this year's queen is Ms. Abigail Briscoe. Abby is currently a freshman at Eastern Michigan University, studying as a nursing intern. Abby's favorite high school memories were senior homecoming, prom, and being captain of the varsity cheer team. Our returning homecoming queen, Ms. Abby Briscoe. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your 2015-2016 Garden City High School homecoming queen is Ms. Allie Lynn. Let's hear a big hand for all of our homecoming court. Congratulations to Allie Lynn and the entire Garden City High School homecoming court. It's halftime here at Garden City High School. Our score, Robichaud 20, Garden City nothing. We'll be back with second half action right after you watch this.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Second half action here at Garden City High School. Dan York along with Ted Fournier and Phil Henry. Congratulations to Allie Lynn and everybody on that Garden City High School homecoming court. She's our queen for 2015. The Cougars trailing this one by a score of 20-0. And gentlemen, Garden City played a pretty good quarter and a half, and it fell apart on them in a hurry.
Well, turnovers are the big name of the game right there. We talked about that turnover differential and the two balls that were put on the ground and recovered by the Bulldogs. Definitely got them going, and also they went to the air in the second half with the wind at their back. That's the big differences I saw.
And of course, the bad news for Garden City is Robichaud gets the ball to start the second half.
Well, the real bad news for Garden City is that 50% of their backfield has been injured here. Their quarterback Becker hurt, we think, a hand or an arm, and he's gone out. We did see him at halftime escorting one of the young ladies down the field for halftime, but he looked like his arm was hurting, and then Tinsley hurt his hand, and we don't want to describe the how it's described to us, but the finger that was going north was heading south. So,
and I see Becker on the sideline right now wearing a winter coat and a toque, so I don't think he's coming back in.
They don't allow you wearing a toque on the field. So 50% of the backfield's out. The other 50% of what's left, Gian Grande's playing with a bad shoulder. So in this triple option offense that is just a run offense for all intents and purposes, we've only had one pass for the Cougars. When 75% of your backfield's dinged, you're in trouble.
Well, talk about Gian Grande, Ted, and he carried the ball 13 times for 41 yards in that first half and had the 2 fumbles. Kyle Becker, when he was in there, 3 times for 11 yards, and then Castogne taking over at quarterback, 6 rushes, 19 yards, and that was pretty much the Cougar offense in the first half. For the Bulldogs over there, it was the Grissom show. We talked about Grissom and his Division I attention that he's getting. 4 rushes, 23 yards, and a touchdown. He was 7 of 14 in the air, where 120 yards and 2 TDs. Michael Carter, 4 for 21. Potts, Bryson, Clayton, and Ashley all caught passes from Grissom, and the touchdowns went to Bryson and Ashley. And the big yard gainer there was Trayvon Clayton for 67 yards on 2 catches as the second half gets underway.
So Alex Sherlock on the kickoff. Clayton going the wrong way. Garden City in pursuit. Clayton now over the 30-yard line, over the 35, and he'll be tackled right around the 42-yard line. He ran backwards about 6 yards before he started any forward motion.
Logan McGraw on the tackle, 6 yards being counted, Dan. He was on all inside the 10, and he picked up a key block, and it was a very good block, and he basically had one more cut and he was gone, but Logan McGraw came back from behind the play and tackled him.
So 1st and 10 for Robichaud, the ball at their own 43-yard line.
And this will be back to seeing what they did in the first quarter when the wind was in their face. Robichaud primarily ran the football that whole entire first quarter and opened it up with the wind at their back. With a 20-0 lead, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do, if they're going to play conservative or if they just want to, put the score up on Garden City here.
Well, the wind in their face right now to begin the second half.
Yes. And that's the way they started out the game, was a wind in their face, and they went very conservative.
And a delay game against Robichaud to start things off. Robichaud has committed their fair share of penalties in this one.
That'll be 5 penalties on Robichaud starting out the second half, 4 from the first half.
If you wonder why the Crazies are so wild tonight, they've been sniffing baby powder for the last 2 quarters.
And a pass to this side to Alston. And Alston gets about to the original line of scrimmage.
One of those little quick out pass. You try to beat the first man. If you make the first one miss, you get good yardage. And like you said, that they got their penalty back, so it's actually 2nd and 10. So
yeah, it looks like 2nd and 11. Didn't get a very good spot actually. So Alston down at this end as the receiver. Man in motion. And a fumble on the play, and I think we got it back.
Well, that just was 2 people running into each other on the back, and the Cougars are saying they've got it.
And I think we did. I thought it was a Garden City player that went down first. But there doesn't seem to be any sense of urgency from the officials.
Well, they're calling it.
Saying that Robichaud still has it.
3rd down. Grissom just ran into the man in motion. I don't think he wanted to hand it off here, and they just ran into each other, right?
Doesn't even look like he got the ball.
Yeah, I wonder, because I saw the wrong. Yeah, see, that's right there where I thought Garden City got it, but apparently not. So 3rd down and 11.
Kind of a pre-runner to the Fumblerooski play right there.
The guy who hiked it just stood up and said, "Somebody get it."
So Grissom now back in the pocket, chased out of the pocket. Great composure though, and he picks up the 1st down, and he's knocked out of bounds right around the 40.
He had a man in front of him that didn't know whether to block or get out in case he wanted to pass it. In his back, he kept looking at him. I don't know, should I block or should I get the heck out of the way?
Lead, follow, or get out of the way?
That's exactly what that was all about.
So 1st and 10 for Robichaud at the Garden City 40.
But you saw the athlete that Grissom is. I mean, he didn't panic. He got the ball, and he got kind of glided and cut.
And right, as soon as he got hit, Ted, you notice that he spun and went for more yardage. A lot of quarterbacks will go down right there. Grissom didn't.
And there's the give to the running back Carter, and he'll pick up a 1st down.
That play's been there all night. They just collapsed the left side of the Garden City line.
1st and 10, about the 29-yard line for Robichaud.
And what we're seeing here is the Bulldogs, when they're with the wind, their passing game is extraordinary, but they'll run the ball on you too. They got that huge line, especially over there. Look at the size, the difference on the left and the right sides of the line.
And the give to Carter. He spins through 1 tackle and picks up maybe 4.
I don't know if we can get the difference, if we can see it from Jason's camera, and I'm directing from here. but if you look at the right,
Spencer's camera, sorry.
Is that Spencer's? Look at the right side of the line, and then look at the left side. Garden City has a player down, and they don't
can hardly afford that.
Who's that? We can't tell the number.
Couldn't see the number yet. Great assembly today for the homecoming pep assembly here at Garden City High School. Great turnout. Introduced all of the fall athletes for 2015. That's Castonia. They can't afford to lose him.
Who's the third string quarterback?
Jeez, you are, Ted.
Well, we're passing.
The only thing in the bullpen.
We're going in the gun, and it's you run down to the logo and make a left turn.
30 yards behind the center is not the shotgun. That's the cannon.
That's a drone strike.
So 2nd down and 7 now for Robichaud.
I thought the only thing in the bullpen were the bolts.
That's right. But a great job by Rob Phillips in his last year as athletic director here at Garden City High School.
Oh, you're announcing his retirement.
Oh, he already announced it.
On air, has he announced?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He already filled out the papers. And there's another 1st down as Bryson with the pass completion.
I knew he was retiring a year ago. It was obvious to me because not once during the last school year was there any candy in his candy dish.
That's how you can tell everything must go.
I could tell he was out.
So 1st down and 11 for, or 1st down and 10 from the 11.
And timeout.
Timeout, Garden City.
And Garden City will call timeout here and try to reorganize. You know, there's only been 3 athletic directors the entire time since I've been in school. Bill Pinnell, Bob Drop, and Rob Phillips. And I think for Rob Phillips, there was only Bill Pinnell and Bob Drop. There you see Garden City's results and upcoming games. Big wins here at home, 36-22 against Ferndale, and then 38-6 against Redford Union. That Thurston game is misidentified. That's a loss. Garden City is 2-3 on the season. At 31-14 was a loss at Thurston. And there you see a couple of tough games on the horizon. At Belleville, who's having a great year, and then against Crestwood, who is a good football team and who always is up for Garden City.
And not only that, when you see what a fabulous crowd that there is up here today for homecoming, there's not any reason that these stands aren't packed like this on a regular basis. This is terrific entertainment to come out here and watch your team. There's the crazies right there. They're
doing the YMCA.
You know, doing the YMCA. So it's great entertainment for $5. Get out here and support this team. There's 2 more home games after this one this year.
Yeah, 6 home games this year. That's very rare. So 1st and 10 at the 11. And the option to Carter. Carter is going to muscle his way over the 5-yard line. Carter's a load.
He's a small, short kid, number 24, 5'8", 175, built like a bowling ball. And he runs very fast, low to the ground, so when he hits you, it's like a ton of bricks hitting you.
He's
2nd down and 3.
Reminiscent of Michael the Burner Turner. Remember him, San Diego and Falcon?
And there's to give to Carter. And Carter's into the end zone. Touchdown, Robichaud. So 24, Michael Carter with the touchdown run.
That was a very methodical drive right there. Started out with a great kick return in the 2nd half as they got all the way to the 43-yard line. Then it was an 8-yard pass to Alston. And then, of course, we had that fumbled snap as we see the replay right here. And then there was a nice juke move right there by Carter, and then just power running into the end zone, 4 yards. He carried a couple of Cougars with him.
And Robichaud now just wearing Garden City out.
And this this one could have been, as the point after is going to be throttled, so there won't be any extra points onto this touchdown. But remember the fumbled snap, and that was a big opportunity for the Cougars right here in the second half, and unfortunately it was covered by Robichaud. Then right after that, a couple of a big run by Grissom, as we see the scoreboard there, or we had a replay, I guess.
26-20 is the score. Robichaud on top.
Grissom basically tried to cut back in the pursuit. The back pursuit for the Cougars stopped that extra point. So a nice play defensively for the Cougars on that. But Phil, you were talking about as the wind conditions here, and the two teams that we see, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team here for the Bulldogs, when they're running into the wind, they're perfectly happy handing it off and running. And then as soon as the wind's on their back, they're going to, it's air Bulldog. They turn around and they start heaving it down the field. So they can show you now. This, if the score holds, will be their fifth victory, and all they have to do is win one out of the next three to be in the playoffs. But they're hoping to get finish at 8-1, get a couple home games, and then go into the playoffs. So they're not just playing for league championship here. They're already thinking down the road.
I think that was Grissom that kicked off. And that's Castonier, who had to go back to the 1-yard line to get the ball. And Castonier's tied up around the 10.
Actually, that was Vaughn Hagwood.
Oh, that was Hagwood. Okay, I just saw the 5.
And Hagwood just kicked off and stopped. He didn't go 10 inches down the field. He just said, I kicked it, you 10 go down there and get him. I'm not going down there. And he bent down, picked up the tee, and ran to the sideline. He didn't go 10 inches in front of after he kicked the ball. Hey, what are they throwing away free? Remember, we're always in there for the free stuff.
That's right.
And I got Phil something here. I got him the Go Cougar paw tonight there, Phil.
Well, absolutely. That's a handsome addition to anybody's
They got your shot. Send it out the window there, Phil. Show it to him.
Well, here.
Yeah, right here.
There you go. You probably can't see it.
Get these. Oh,
I locked the window on you. You can't get the window. The rosters will get all tore up.
I want to apologize to the all-night party crowd, because I thought we'd promote it, but we'd rather be warm than promote it.
I thought that was your loofah sponge, Ted. I didn't realize that was a cougar paw.
You know what? I know what a loofah sponge is. And that scares me.
Castonier brought down by Sims. Wait a minute. Okay, where's your thing?
Yeah, right here.
Here we go.
All-night party. Get these.
Here we go. Get these. Get them while they're hot. What am I at? Merrill's camera over here? Okay, $5 for project graduation. There you go. Give your mother will be happy, okay?
$5. Get in. $5 and get one of these. $5.
That's what. And by the way, when you go out tonight, go out on that field. I'm directing again. All right, who's at quarterback? Is Ken back in there?
I think it's Castonier.
Yeah.
And he'll give it to Giangrande, and Giangrande will just battle for a couple.
It always scares me when Castonier tries to dive in the pile. I think they fumbled it again.
It frightens me now to know that Merrill can get a shot of the press box.
Well, we were seeing when Becker was in there, we were seeing where on that dive play like that, where he was laying the ball in and viewing the field and pulling it back out, he was really starting to grow as a quarterback. Very much a shame that Becker had to go out of this game with an evident arm injury. Castonier now has to get up to speed quickly. He's fabulous when he calls his own number. He is a very talented athlete.
And there's to get to Giangrande, and Giangrande will battle and battle and battle. Pick up a Garden City first down.
His feet never quit going. He keeps going forward. And one of these times he's going to make that last spin, and there's going to be nothing but grass between him and the end zone.
Becker is a junior, so they'll have him back next year. Castonier is a sophomore. So, some players with some talent, even Alex Sherlock, the kicker, is a sophomore. So they're going to have some players stick around. John Giangrande, a junior. So, talent coming back to this Garden City football team for next year. And
They still got 3 more.
Is that a flag?
I don't know. It looked like either that or a banana peel.
Well, that's the dirtiest, nastiest flag I've seen.
And it came from the sky.
Well,
it looked like it was...
Hey, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Robichaud.
I actually thought somebody threw something, from the stands. So, progress for Garden City here on the 15-yarder.
Somebody must have said something, because when you got a dead ball and that much time in between plays, there might have been a nasty word, one of the 7 deadlies, or George Carlin's grandsons on Robichaud.
So first and 10 for Garden City at the 37-yard line. Let's see what they can do with this now.
I don't know why Garden City goes into a huddle, even looks at a play. They got 3 plays.
Man in motion.
And that's the first one.
Giangrande.
And that's
Look at him battle.
Look at right there.
He's still on his feet.
Right, I told you.
Giangrande all the way up to the 46-yard line.
Let me throw a name at you, Phil. Zonka.
14-yard gain there for Giangrande. And he did it without any shoes. Look at this. He's putting his shoe back out.
Hey, he's got a scholarship at Michigan. Robinson's gone.
Look at this. He's staying in the game. They may have to call timeout now.
Right there. He's still fighting.
Well, I don't know if they called timeout because of that or because of one of the Robichaud players down.
Well, I think the Robichaud guy who just took a dive so that Giangrande can
that was awfully
back
nice of him, but I have a feeling that wasn't.
Well, we're really neighborhood schools.
He did that. Looks like he's cramping up.
Well, what it looks like with Giangrande, if they can get him off tackle, when he goes between the guard and the tackle, he's really not, successful. But when he gets off tackle and gets out just a little bit, they're finding some success there, in the bigger runs. And then Ted called it, that one of these days he was going to see a lot of green, but he was spun around, swirled around, ran over a couple of players, dragged a few with him. Classic, absolute classic run right there by
You said Larry Zonka, though. That's the analogy.
Giangrande is the key to this offense. Now, what we haven't been able to do is we haven't been able to get, and right now it's Woods is one of them, and I guess Woods and Dodd are the 2 slot backs. We haven't been able to spring them, and with Giangrande getting the hard blue collar yards, you would think that the Robichaud defense would start collapsing in on that and then open up the outside. But
well, and you don't know how much Castonier wants to throw or how much Coach Murray wants him to throw.
Well, if he's playing
at his back.
If he's playing quarterback, he wants to throw.
That's Trayvon Clayton that's down, by the way.
I know, number 1.
Both ways.
And that's
it's a big loss for Robichaud.
He's a lot of talent.
It's not a cramp like I thought. He's in some pain.
Clayton is one of those talented football players. When the ball's heading in his direction, you just hold your breath because he is a special athlete. He had a couple of catches in the first half for 67 yards, and it looks like he's going to regain his strength as he limps off.
Well, I think he'd like to have somebody help him out there. A couple times he stopped. And you notice
maybe get an Uber.
Everybody, he's got things to say here, but his replacement comes on.
He's taking a little time getting off the field.
He's still not off.
Grissom comes over and gives him a big hug and kind of helps him the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those words were for his teammates or the officials.
Well,
that bear hug may have been to just get him off the field. First and 10.
And Robichaud's trying to get...
Timeout! Robichaud.
So, we were moving along real good here, and a couple times out and an injury. But back to Giangrande, those are the kind, he actually waits to get hit, and then he keeps going. And Dan, here's something you might want to talk about here.
The 2015 55th Annual Downtown Garden City Santaland Parade coming up on Saturday, November 28th. But the main reason for telling you about it now is it's time to sign up if you are one of the participants or if you'd like to be one of the sponsors. Go to the website, santalandparade.com, www.santalandparade.com. And there you can print off the entry forms or fill them out online, and we've already had a couple of dozen people send those in, and here it is, just the first week of October. So don't forget the 55th Annual Downtown Garden City Santaland Parade. Cougar Marching Band will be there along with the Oak Park Marching Band and Kennedy and Livonia Franklin as Gian Grande barrels himself ahead to the 42.
And I want to tell you, it's just that easy signing up. You signed up.
You did, for the Gators, right?
Garden City Gators. And
explain to folks what that is.
Garden City Gators is a up-and-coming travel softball program for young ladies under the guidance of Hall of Fame coach Barry Patterson.
He has done so much work on lighted field. As I don't know if that was a bad handoff or if the defense just got in so quick.
I think it was a combination, but even then, he picked up a couple yards.
Yeah, he got it to a 3rd and 3.
Even that.
I mean, here you see it, and
number 70 just wrapped his arms around anybody.
I don't know if, right, I think Castonier might have had thoughts of taking that ball back.
I would tell you who number 70 is, but he's not on the
roster. He's not on the roster?
No, he's not on the roster.
And that was Castonier right there, Dan. You just talked about him. He was on the quarterback sneak to try and sneak it, but the Bulldogs were ready for him and drove him back.
I think you're in 4-down territory pretty much the rest of the game now. Down 26-0. So 4th and 1. But
well,
this is
off. This is okay. I see the marker, but yeah, it was.
Robichaud trying to get early push. Castonier kept it, and he picked up the 1st down.
There you saw the beauty of this option when it works. Gian Grande, everybody keying on him. He pulled the ball back to himself, and he went to the hole that Gian Grande created.
So the Cougars pick up the 1st down.
And he was one tackle away. That was a touchdown-saving tackle by the Bulldogs. If he'd have got through that tackle, he'd still be running to the end zone.
Garden City all bunched up in the middle, and the give is to Gian Grande, and this time Robichaud is there to meet him.
Well, they have pretty well figured this. I told you, they're going to pull their linebackers in, their safeties. Phil was talking about putting 10 in the box, and that's basically, there's no threat of passing. I mean, your safety should probably be right off the hindquarters of the middle guard, the nose guard right here. I mean, they do have a safety. Is number 1's back in the game there? Oh, I think he is. Clayton? Is that 1 in the backfield?
Good news for Robichaud. We'll catch up with you. It's Castonier and the keeper. Yeah, no, that's 3.
Oh. All right, so I thought he was back there. No, but I want to tell you, I mean, Garden City has no... There, 1's back in the game.
Okay.
So basically, they have not forced or opened the field, but the more you run that play, now you have 10 in the box. It's tougher to run, Gian Grande. Look at that.
Yep.
There's the safety 6 yards deep. Here comes a race.
He's got pressure and he gets eaten.
Well, he got a lookout block from the outside there.
So Bryson with the sack. First time Castonier tried to pass,
and he got hit. He's got to shake this off here.
Well, he came down right on that ball, Ted, and
no, but see, that's the third. That's the 3rd time that he's tried to recoup there. And there's the 4th. He's number 10 is right in the middle of your field there. You're seeing him. But he's going to gut. This kid's got some guts. He's a 15-year-old kid, sophomore, maybe 16, and he's playing tough.
So 4th down for Garden City, and Castonier through traffic throws the interception, and 24 is there That is Carter.
And he's got a convoy. He's got a convoy. Castoni tried to do it, but he got blocked. And
no flags on the play. So Carter takes it 60 yards-ish.
Well, that's a tough pass. You're asking your substitute quarterback to go to his left, turn around, and throw a pass on a slant pattern, and that's a tough play to make for college quarterbacks. But he's going opposite his hand. He's a right-handed quarterback going left and trying to turn around and throw that pass, and it was intercepted.
Well, they had taken the ball after the opening score the second half by the Bulldogs, and Garden City got the kickoff at the 10-yard line, and they were very methodically moving the ball down the field, running Giangrande back and forth with Castonier. Then all of a sudden they decided to go to the air. There was a sack that put them back to a 4th and 13, another passing down, and that's what you just described, Ted.
And Castonier coming off the field now for Garden City.
Well, the other thing is he got shaken up on the previous play.
On the sack?
And the sack, and he was obviously trying to get his bearings back. And I don't know if I don't want to say a concussion, but he got hit pretty hard, and he kept going down and trying to get his breath and trying to get. Then he turns around and tries to make a difficult play. So you're asking him, and the snap's fumbled here.
So the holder.
And
that is Clayton. Why
Look
not?
at this.
Why not? Why not? And he almost pulled it off.
And he had a man wide.
He almost pulled it off.
And that was the kicker over there, Potts, who faded into the end zone. And here we go as Carter's going to take this one all the way to the house with a convoy. 64 yards on the interception. And that puts the Bulldogs up 32-0.
You know, we had running clock here against Fortson a couple of weeks ago, and you sure hate to have running clock against yourself on homecoming.
Right there, you saw downfield. Clayton was downfield throwing that last block that finished the run off for Carter.
You know what we've seen tonight, and if you review all the series, Garden City's been able to get 2-3 first downs, but to sustain a drive, they haven't been able to do it. This one ended on a turnover, another one ended on a bad pitch, another one ended on a penalty. But it's awful hard for this offense, with the injuries that they have, to sustain a 4 or 5 or 6 first down drive. And Garden City has not been able to do that tonight.
So Hunter Damon deep now for Garden City, I believe, with number 11. Matt Spizak.
Spizak was a starter a couple weeks ago in the slot.
Pretty good kick into the wind. Spizak has trouble finding the handle and picks it back up. And he gets twisted around. I don't think that is Spizak. Need to get a number on.
Is that 11?
No, that's what I thought. That's
16.
There you go, 16. Those numbers are a little tough to read. So that's Dylan White. Have trouble between the 6s and the 0s with these new jerseys that Scott Murray broke out for his team today.
I think you're suffering from the same thing I am. Bad colors on the jerseys and over 50 years.
Yeah. Well, the binoculars aren't 50-year eyes, though.
Yeah, that went right through them.
Yeah.
And Phil, that was looking upfield before the ball was in the gut.
And now he's in trouble right here, so he's doing a good job. Get that ball in there, though, and then he gets grabbed by the ankles, tries to spin around there. Sometimes you're better off to go down.
And I didn't get a chance to see who's in at quarterback for Garden City, is judging by the scrum, it's Giangrande who's running the ball.
It was like, take a look at that at the end of this. They went far enough, and it's like the whole rugby pile just said, okay, we want to know.
Well, Castonia is back out there for Garden City.
Well, he's a tough kid. I saw that on the last series. I know everything. I don't know the young man personally, but I saw everything I need to know about him. And even right here, if you look at him, he is not 100%.
So 2nd down and 6. He gives it to Giangrande, and Giangrande Giangrande up over midfield to the 45-yard line.
Well, you're heading with 40 seconds left here in the third quarter, and now all that battering on that line is starting to take effect. And Giangrande, watch the huge hole he goes through here.
They get out from the center position and start going outside a little bit, just inside the tackle. That's where they found the success on both sides. And Giangrande had some wheels.
Well, Giangrande is going to also have to hold on to the ball, because you saw they went to try to strip him right there. He's got the ball again. And see, this is the third straight. Now, let's see. They've got one first down. They're in a good position to get a second. Can they sustain a drive? And Giangrande's limping.
And this is when Robichaud already knows what the play is going to be before it's ever snapped, as the third quarter comes to an end. 32-0, Garden City trailing the Robichaud Bulldogs here on homecoming 2015. You know, Ted has been talking about it over and over and over again, but Jim Neve, who we have known for a long time, he is the son of the gentleman that used to own Stadium Sports in Garden City by the name of Jim Neve, who is the grandson of Jim Neve, who was a DPS supervisor. They provide all of our apparel for Omni Edition Television and GCTV, whether it be hoodies or baseball jerseys or T-shirts or sweatshirts or ball caps. I mean, they do it all. You see the East and West T-shirts here on homecoming. They have incredible Garden City Cougar wear, whether it be for the GCYAA Cougars, whether it be for the Garden City Cougar varsity team. There you see the Omni Edition baseball jersey that they made for us with the could that anything be more American than that? You got the baseball jersey, the American flag, and a frozen Mormon on a lift in the end zone.
Oh, I thought he was from Canada. So.
But our thanks to Jim Neve and everybody at Incorporate Graphics. They have been so good to us. They sponsor the Santa Lan Parade. Our thanks to them. And go buy stuff there, by the way.
Well, see, I thought you were going to continue going up the family tree there, because who was the last one? Your grandfather you mentioned?
The grandfather's the last one I know.
Well, that grandfather was the great-great-grandson of Jeremiah Neve, who outfitted everybody at the Gettysburg Address in Pennsylvania.
I thought we were going for Tampai Ticonderoga or something like that, or F Troop or something like that.
No, it was during the Civil War. He outfitted everybody that was at Gettysburg. So.
But only for the winning side, right?
Yeah.
Just started out.
He had
a made by Grandma Moses.
He did not like gray. Blue was his color.
So third down and 5 for Garden City. You know, we had that alumni football game and Wall of Fame ceremony prior to the football season starting here at Garden City, and the amazing East and West stuff, as you see. Yeah, Neve probably made that too. The amazing East and West stuff that
timeout, Garden City.
Jim Neve and his folks make there. They're so creative, and they found a niche here in town. And they don't do just stuff for Garden City. They do Livonia schools, and
they're the official outfitter of GCTV in Grosse Ile too. They are.
Patent pending.
I've stolen everything I could from you.
Yeah, no, that's when we don't let you tear down the equipment.
No, this is $6.
That barrel right there, there you go. And while we have a timeout on the field, you know, like I said, we've been out here, as you see. There is Spencer Fraunfelter on top of the press box. Again, we've been out here for 3 weeks, done 3 Garden City varsity football games, high school varsity soccer. As you see, Brett George, who's been here the longest of anybody. He's 30 years, I think. But these guys have been out setting up for game after game after game, and again, winter came today, and there's a fumble on the play.
We have to have our third-string quarterback in here, because our second-string quarterback is getting. Is that McGraw, number 6?
I think it is.
Yeah, our third-string quarterback's in because
Gastonia's on the bench.
Gastonia is getting fixed up on the sidelines. Brett George is right next to him, so.
But thanks to Brett, thanks to Spencer, thanks to Jason Merrow, thanks to Colton Henderson, who is Brett's grip here tonight in the truck. It is Jake from State Farm. We've got Noah Higgett, who is an intern from the University of Michigan. Zach King is our engineer and associate producer tonight. And our director and producer is Christian Gibbons. And apparently I've been told I have to call Zach Furby since I called Jake from State Farm. So, and really because I couldn't remember Mahan's last name. And there's a sack for Robichaud.
Well, McGraw,
and a flag on the play.
They tackled him with a little pizzazz.
But a great job by these guys who volunteer all of this time to come out and televise all of these events.
And I would like our director, Christian, to remind our entire volunteer crew that is out there slaving away that we up here in the booth are a lot warmer than they are. So just mention that to them.
So is that even out for the fact that pizza was gone by the time you got here?
Pizza was gone, and then my picture wasn't on Facebook. The back of me was.
Who's your best side? What are you talking about?
First down, White. We got unsportsmanlike. White. Unsportsmanlike. Blue. First down.
All right, so it all comes out in the wash.
Game is getting chippy, as you might add. And
watch McGraw take the ball here, and he's in trouble right away. And I think the two penalties are out there. They're right there. You saw them as
Spizak having a little T-to-T with.
Is it Piggott or is it French?
It's not Peugeot the way.
Peugeot. I mean, if he wants class, he'll go with Peugeot. And Robichaud, just good. They're up 32-0. I expect to see him run and run and run.
That's Jalen Wilson to carry the ball there with 9:40 remaining. Well, Garden City with a new administration over here too. Sharon Kohler moves up to be principal. And Steve Herman, who was the baseball coach, moves up to be one of the assistant principals.
Dan, are you and I going to do the baseball this year?
Coach?
Yeah, I'll take the closest coaching box to the dugout. You can have the other one.
Garden City will come up with the sack there.
Big play by Garden City. And this is when we've seen good Garden City. In the first half, they were doing the same thing. They were containing Grissom, not letting him get outside of the throwing lanes and where he could use his feet. And that was another great example. Good penetration by the line. Finished him off before he could use his rifle arm.
We haven't called his name a lot tonight, even though he has done a lot of nice things. Nick Edney having a nice good game. He was in on that. And he's just one tough player out there. And he's giving it his all again tonight.
So Grissom still in at quarterback for Robichaud. He's back. He's got a little time. Nice tight spiral, but he overthrows his receiver. Alston was the intended receiver. You see him there.
One of the few times that Dearborn Heights has been in fourth down. They've been able to really maneuver the ball around pretty well tonight on the 3 downs.
And it looks like they're going to punt.
And just to finish that thought, I was talking about the new administration here at the high school, and Derek Fisher, who was the principal here at Garden City High School, moving up to become superintendent. So congratulations to him, although he's been there since July, I think. Ashley back to punt. Whoop, that would have been blocked. So containment and pressure by Garden City, but now they flush him out, and they flush him out all the way to a first down.
Oh.
So a punting situation there, and Garden City gives up the first down.
Well, Garden City has that same problem we talked about a couple weeks ago. If a team with the speed of Robichaud gets outside, they really are not good at containing. And if they can keep them and turn them inside, there's a lot of back pursuit that Garden City comes in and cleans up. But if once they get outside the containment, it's usually a race to the goal line.
So, good.
It looked to me like it started out as a botched punt. I don't think that was a fake punt all the way.
No, I think it would have been blocked had he actually tried to punt it.
Yeah, once he got the corner, the team was in return mode, and he was just able to motor on down a nice long gain.
So Grissom had one receiver in mind that entire time, and he finds him on the flat on the other side, and that was Alantre Alston again.
Well, he got a good block on Garden City. Had a man coming in after him. He picked up a block, and Alston was wide open. And there's a lot of kids out there just limping. This has been a hard-hitting game, and Robichaud has a couple players that are bending down, grabbing. Number one still hurting out there. Clayton's still a little hurt, but a lot of players out here are limping.
And sometimes when the weather, turns quickly like this, it's tough for guys to adjust. As you see that one go in and out of the hands of Newell. It's one thing to play when it's really hot, you get cramped up, and then this is the first time that they've really played in any kind of cool, cold weather at all.
William
Even though
Hill.
It's not bad, it's just an adjustment for everybody.
William Hill, 49, broke that up, Dan. We haven't called his name a lot, but that was a beautiful play he made right there.
So the Cougars not giving up. Down by 32, they're still playing. Grissom with time lofts it up into the end zone, and incomplete.
Tried to make a one-handed grab with his left hand.
Hunter Damon, the defender there for Garden City.
And Damon did a great job. He was right inside the shirt, of the Bulldog receiver over there, just not giving him any room whatsoever. And Grissom tried to loft it over and really threw it out of bounds.
Robichaud, they started playing against Divine Child, and that's a B. You remember the football teams are divided in 8 divisions. Robichaud's either going to be a very low 2 or a high 3, so I don't think they'll drop to a Division 4, but they should be around 3.
And there's the pitch to Wilson. And Wilson will get up over the 10-yard line to about the 8. Bring up a 4th down in long 3 for Robichaud.
This is the first week the teams can qualify for the playoffs. Remember, you got to have 6 victories. And if they're short, then sometimes a 5-4 team can get in. But this is a 4-1 team here. Going to go to 5-1 tonight. And they're playoff bound.
Grissom looking to that left side and into the hands of Trayvon Clayton. And another touchdown for Clayton. A 38-0 lead now for Robichaud, which will necessitate a running clock after the extra point.
Watch how wide Clayton comes from. He's really wide, and this pass, the angle on this pass is really acute, and you see him coming. It is almost impossible to cover, because if you're head up on him way out by the sideline and he takes that sharp angle in, you cannot get to him, and that's just an easy pitch and catch there.
Well, and you see why Division I school like Minnesota is looking at this kid. I mean, his accuracy is amazing.
That was a classic slant pass right there, and just like Ted said, it was almost impossible to defend because Grissom really looked at his receiver the whole time.
Yeah.
And there was no way.
Air ball, false start.
He was out so wide. He was almost out to the sideline, and when you're man up on him, if you take the inside and take that away, he just goes in the end zone, you toss it over your head. But if you give him that slant, you can't catch it, you can't get to it.
Yeah, and Clayton is just too big of a target down there to be handled one-on-one in that particular part of the football field.
And you see he hit him in the hands. I mean, he didn't have to go up, he didn't have to go down, he just hit him right there. The ball was right there. See how wide this isn't even as wide as the last play. He was actually wider coming off that last play.
So they'll move back 5 yards on the illegal motion call, and a to swipe that away. That was Dylan White, I believe.
He did a great job on that because he went inside the last time, and you saw the second option, and he went out, and great defensive play.
Let's watch this again as Clayton was the intended receiver on the 2-point conversion attempt. Lofted up nicely by Grissom, but a nice job by White. And even though his back was to the quarterback, he did have a sense of where the ball was.
He didn't touch him either. He went up and fought. Great job. So it's 38-0, and then do we need to explain the running clock?
Well, they call the acronym is SPIT. They'll only stop the clock on a scoring play, a penalty, a timeout. What's the I? Forgot.
Injury?
An injury, thank you. We've had plenty of those tonight, so I guess that should have been the first thing to come to my mind, huh?
Well, Garden City's just a beat-up football team right now. They got actually 3/4 of their skilled players are hurt, and a couple of them are playing hurt. The last series we had our third-string quarterback in, and that's something you really never want to get down to. And hopefully these injuries, Becker's injury will be better by tomorrow or Monday.
And there's another short kickoff. And picked up by Damon Hunter, and he's immediately tripped up. Yeah, you look at the season for Garden City so far. You know, they lost Breen early on. Giangrande's been banged up all season. We've seen Becker go out today. We've seen Tinsley go out today. And Castonier has had his bell rung a couple of times.
Well, Adney's been limping. Breen is still limping.
And you don't get to this point in the season without being banged up.
No. You don't. Once you get banged up, you don't get back until the basketball season if you don't go out with the team. Is that McGraw still in there?
Yeah, McGraw is still in at quarterback. He's got his own number right now, and he's
getting chewed up,
backed up,
and there's another flag. He thought about it. The referee had his hand on the flag, and he's talking to the Robichaud players.
Well, there were some extracurriculars about 10 yards down the field. I don't know if that was it.
Well, I think it was the shove on Giangrande, or on on McGraw.
McGraw's probably thinking, hey, my counterpart in white gets to start the play 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You know.
Well, and as rough as this is for Logan McGraw, this is a good experience.
Well, it's
see the game at full speed.
It's an experience. I'm not sure it's been good. Look at he got. Yeah, look at that.
Well, it doesn't take a genius to realize just give the ball to Giangrande and get out of the way.
I wouldn't even get in the huddle. I just line up and I'd even tell Coach, we're giving it to 44.
I think they might already know that. 3rd down and 6.
Oh, that's obvious.
That is the 23rd carry of the evening for John Giangrande, number 44, and he has 120 yards of rushing.
Wow. Great night for him.
Yeah, he was 13 of 41 in the first half. So this second half, what we thought, if they continued to pound the ball, that he would get the green grass that he needed to really step it up, and he's done that.
He's still got the ball.
And he carries 3 defenders with him on every play.
You know, it'd be interesting. It wouldn't prove anything, but it'd be interesting to see how many yards he's got backing up. Because he gets hit, and he turns and he pushes with his feet, and he gets 2-3 yards every time just backing up. He might have gotten 65 yards forward and 60 yards backward.
I didn't see a flag, but it looks like there is one.
Well, the truck doesn't lie to us. They got it right here.
Oh, jeez.
If you look right on your monitor, it says
that's away from the field. I can't look that direction.
Oh, okay.
That was the line judge that threw the flag right out here, right in front of the Garden City bench. And then we see another player. Cougar.
Dead ball, personal foul, 6 blue.
McGraw.
So that's 22, I think, for Garden City. Is that Devin Dodd, who's one of their wideout options?
Yeah, Devin Dodd shaken up.
We haven't heard anything from number 2, Dylan Rayburn, tonight.
He lined up a couple of times on the at wide receiver, but you're right, he hasn't touched the ball. So 4th down for Garden City, and they'll punt it away, 4th and 15. With 4 minutes and a running clock here in the 4th quarter.
Juwan Foster's in number 4 where Rayburn usually is, and I don't have an explanation of that. Foster was in on that series, and I haven't seen Rayburn.
So Walter back to punt for Garden City. Low snap, but he manages to handle it, but he kicks it out of bounds. Like the 23. I don't know if that was touched or.
I don't think it got to the 20. I think it's a 17.
Oh dear! I looked. Yeah, you're right. That's where the official standing. So first.
Well, I thought that was going to be blocked because there was a jailbreak coming at him.
Yeah, he definitely panicked under the pressure and got a nice square kickoff. Unfortunately, he had turned a little bit to his left, so he kicked the ball straight on, but straight out of bounds. And this is a fabulous break for the Bulldogs, leading 38-0.
I think they'll find a way to try to run this clock down as much as possible and take as few snaps as possible. As you see the more hardy Cougar crazies who have stuck it out to the bitter end.
I noticed everybody in short sleeves is gone.
Well, it's still the place to be. You know, Friday night at the football game, you know, homecoming, fabulous turnout tonight. We crowned a queen at halftime. And
again, congratulations to Allie Lynn as we get another flag on the play.
Allie Lynn crowned this year.
Dear ball, false start, offense.
I don't know with this lead and this time of the game, Grissom should still be in there.
Well, I was curious about that, too.
You know, they have another quarterback, number 10, warmed up.
Raynell
Williams. He was warming up before the game, and I thought maybe we'd see him with this kind of a lead, but you never know. You know, coaches have their reasons. Maybe they want to work on something.
Well, it's been an awful chippy game. We've had you know, personal fouls on each side in this second half, and offsetting personal fouls, so I think I'd get him out of there.
Same play they scored the last touchdown in.
And he threads the needle to Keith Toney. I believe that's in the game now.
That play's there all night long. That play, just that little slant play, it's almost impossible to cover at this level. You got man-to-man coverage. And watch if they don't do the same thing they did. He might take a step inside and go behind him.
So this is 2nd down and 4. Clock running out.
He likes this play.
Well,
and he caught it. Oh, he hit the ground. But there is a flag.
Right, so that's probably pass interference.
2 of them on the field. There's one over here near the line of scrimmage, and then that one in the end zone.
And they may be calling offensive pass interference here. Well, let's check this out here. I think they might be calling off. Watch this here.
I don't know.
Might have been a push-off, Ted, that, like you said, could have been some push-off action, and it looks like it's going to be marked off against the Bulldogs.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you never know. I don't want to presume to know what the Robichaud coach is thinking, and I don't want to presume to know, you know, what their priorities are. But 38-0 with a minute and a half left.
Holding.
Run the ball.
White. Declines.
Throw the ball in.
Offensive pass interference. White.
Yeah, I just want you to notice that Hawkeye Fournier got that. You know, you're right, Dan. But, you know, I don't think this team is really worried about this game or whatever. I think they're working on things that they might have to use when the competition's a little stiffer. And I remember they're thinking about week 10, hopefully week 11, and so on. So right now they're pretty sure of getting into the playoffs. So they're starting to think about week 10.
So Grissom back to throw again, sidearm sling, and another flag. So our little running clock isn't paying off right now.
Matthew Stafford there. Yeah, I mean, under normal...
Holding. White.
You know, and think about it. That's a second back-to-back holding, and you can usually call holding on every play, especially when I was a lineman. But the fact of the matter is that maybe the referees are saying, all right, you're going to pass, you better not hold, you know? I mean...
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and... 30, 28,
37.
37?
Right.
Oh, forgot to carry the 1. yards. Grissom on the keeper. Oh, that's not actually Grissom. That was Clayton. And another flag on the play. Two flags on the play.
And Hill's down on the ground. And we got to get out of this game. There's been too much blue on the ground tonight. There might have been a block in the back here. Are they bringing this back? Yep. Or a clip.
Bill Hill is feeling some pain right now.
He gets the corner right there.
Is that a direct snap to?
There it is. See the block in the back right there?
Yep.
Hill was completely defensive. Right, you'll see it right there. Right here, see Hill's got his back.
Yeah.
And he
Right
gets
there.
boomed. And that's a big drink of water that just hit him. I think that was at 71.
Yeah, and that's Hill that's getting up slowly after that. And
He is coming off on his own power.
As a 15-yard penalty right
Yeah.
there because he was totally defenseless.
Illegal block in the back, White, 10 yards.
That's the fourth penalty in the last 3 plays for Robichaud.
So Robichaud needs to get to the 8 for the first down. But again, there's just under a minute remaining. So 42 yards, or 32 yards rather. Second down and 32.
By all rights, they ought to take a knee here and just send this.
Well, you would certainly hope so. But I thought they would do that a couple of plays earlier, too.
Well, they're under center. They're in the victory formation.
All right, so
that should be it.
Garden City will lose their homecoming game 38-0 to a very good Robichaud football team. Again, this was a very physical game here for Garden City tonight, and a tough game for Garden City, having Kyle Becker going out, having Tinsley go out. Castonia went out at some point too, so we don't know how serious his injury is. But the Cougars will now fall to 2-4 on the season. And it doesn't get any easier next week, guys. It's Belleville.
Yeah, traveling to Belleville is going to be a big challenge for Coach Scott Murray. But he's going to have one guy that's going to have a big smile on his face, and that's John Giangrande, who went off 23 carries for 121 yards. And then unofficially for Grissom, he had 5 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown running the football. He was 14 of 22 for 173 yards and 3 TDs in the air. Michael Carter, 8 rushes, 45 yards and a touchdown, and he had a 64-yard interception return. They had 6 players catch the ball, did Robichaud, so they really were pretty well, other than being able to contain Giangrande, Robichaud was pretty much the dominant team on both sides of the football tonight, and the score reflects that 38-0.
All right, well, congratulations to Allie Lynn of the Garden City High School homecoming court, and the big homecoming dance coming up tomorrow at Garden City Junior High under the dome at West High School. So for everybody on our GCTV and Omni Edition crew, don't forget, not only can you see this game on GCTV, but you can watch everything that we do on YouTube. Just go to www.gardencitymi.org/GCTV for all the links for the live stream, for all of the YouTube archive games, and everything we do here on GCTV. So for Ted Fournier and Phil Henry, this is Dan York saying so long from Garden City High School. Again, the final, Robichaud 38, the Cougars nothing. Good night, everybody.